Hey guys, welcome back to Casks-n-Que, where whiskey and barbecue meet. I'm your host, Justin Lloyd. I have with me my good friend, Henry Turner.
Hello.
Today we're going to be reviewing
Four Roses 2024 LE.
Let's get into it. Okay, Henry, you want to tell us a little bit about this Four Roses LE?
Well, I tried to look up and I couldn't find anything within reason to figure out how far back these go, but I know this is the 2024 edition. I know they had the 135th anniversary bottle that came out last year. But the funny story about this one is me and a couple of buddies actually traveled to Kentucky for the release of this during the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. And the crazy story is we got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. We were in Frankfort. I think they had 2 locations in Kentucky. And we went to the one right outside of Frankfort, thinking we were going to get there and get in line. When we showed up at 4:30, the parking lot was already full.
4:30?
Yes, in the morning. And the cops told us that if you stayed here or parked anywhere, your car was going to get towed. So we had to drive an hour over to the Bardstown location, and we got there with a little time left, and we were within 30 people of not making the cutoff, but all 3 of us were lucky enough to actually land this bottle. So that was one of the main reasons why we wanted to go to the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, because this is the first time they actually mentioned they were going to release the Four Roses LE during this time of the year, and we all got a bottle, so we were happy about it. We did have to stand in line for about 3 hours, but totally worth it.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, Henry, looking at the color in the glass, man, that one's dark, dark. It looks like straight from the barrel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's definitely got a little color to it, but I think it just has that slight little red hint in there, just a little bit of hue in there, giving a little bit more of that amber color to it, though, just a touch. And I see that often with Four Roses products.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, maybe it's just the name kind of leading you towards it, but I always see it in there.
Well, let's nose it, taste it, and talk about it.
All right.
Well, I can smell this one from here.
Yeah, definitely. First pour of the day. What are we sitting at on the proof of this thing? It's, I think 108.2.
108.2? Oh, okay. I was thinking it was higher proof than that.
54.1% alcohol. So this one's, I think, one of the lower proof LEs that they've had out there, but still pretty sneaking good. I've had it before, but this is the first time we get to review it on the channel.
What's the age statement on this one?
I think it's got several different ones in here, and I'd have to look that up.
Okay.
I didn't actually have that information.
Oh, so that's right.
Yeah, they usually do a bunch of different strains in here and have
Yeah.
a couple of different ones in there too. So,
Well, let's see what we get on the nose.
okay.
Ooh.
To me, and I know once again this is still a suggestion, but I swear all my Four Roses I get are just a hint more floral than most bourbons that I get, though.
I can get that. The first thing that jumps out at me is the brown sugar and the oak.
Yeah.
I think there's a creaminess to it, kind of like I don't know, just a creamy kind of flavor or nose.
Definitely the floral sweet notes that are coming across for me, though.
Yeah, that's nice, man. And it's really viscous, you know, the legs and the glass. And it's just a pretty whiskey.
Nice thick one we got here.
Oh,
I like them thick.
2 C's. You want to give it a taste, see what we think?
Let's go for it.
I get the floral on the palate.
I get a little creme brulee, butterscotches type thing. Like I'm thinking really heavy butter and sugar, whatever it is. Maybe I had Bananas Foster's last night. That's kind of what's reminding me a little bit. Just mixing some brown sugar and butter together, making a sauce with it.
There's a little bit of a dryness to it that I don't know that I love.
Definitely feel that coming across with some of those that tank just really drying out your palate. Sometimes older whiskeys will do that to you. So
the oak is definitely coming through for me on this one. And this is, what did we say? 50 something percent ABV or
108.2.
108. It drinks a little hot.
It's got a little bit going on with it. I'd say the flavor punch that's coming through. The first thing I get is that nice sweet butteriness. Then I get all that spice that comes across and the stronger brown sugars. But then you're right at the very end, it is very drying on the palate.
I will say, since this is the first pour of the day, that maybe that has a little bit to do with it, the warmth for me. But it's on the palate. I don't really get a hug out of it.
Yeah, just true.
But you're right. Once you said the floral notes come through for you, I could smell it. You know, the aroma was there, but kind of slight for me. But once I drank it, I was like, oh wow, there's floral notes.
And you're spot on about it drying out your palate, man. I definitely could use a drink of water after this one. It's drying out my palate.
You know, on the back of the bottle, it does mention some like ripe berries. Now that I read that, I don't know if that's power of suggestion. We've talked about that before, but you know, that ripeness, I think, is kind of what I was talking about when I get those tannin. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever bitten into a berry and it's just not quite ready? Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
And then, of course, did look this up online, the ages of the whiskeys or the bourbons that are in here from 12 to 20 years old.
Well, I do enjoy this one. This one comes out once a year, right? Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I would say for this, as we go into the breakdown on it, this is a nice, enjoyable experience. And we can talk about the price on it. I think I got this for $175. This bottle is extremely, and I want to say extremely hard to get in Arkansas. I know a store that gets one of these a year, and they do a lot of business. So you're talking about something that comes in where you're going to get a very, very limited amount. And then also for the price, let's say for the experience on this one, in my humble opinion, for being an LE, this year's does fall a little bit flat on what I would expect coming out of this bottle. It's still good, really good whiskey. I'd say it's a good premium whiskey. It's worth the price. But also for the chase and the low availability of it, I really want something a little bit stronger out of this bottle, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. And I guess I would say that, you know, the selling point for them would be that 12 to 20 year blend. So, you know, well, you want to go ahead and give this one a rating? Yeah,
we can go ahead and do that. And I'll start off with the availability. Unfortunately for this one, it's going to be about as low as you can get. I'd give it a 3 maybe. Like I said, we had to travel to, I literally went to Kentucky with a liquor store owner here from Arkansas because they don't come to all the liquor stores here. So I'll put the availability very low. I'd say the experience on the pour, I still give it a 7.5. You know, I think that's not that bad. And honestly, for the value, I still think the value is pretty even. I still do a 7.5 on this too. I'd say I'd do a 6.25 on this. I hate to put it that low, but truth be told, the thing that's driving down is the availability. The experience is pretty even, but it doesn't punch above its experience. That's what I would say.
So I would say I'm close. You know, the availability is awful. The value, you said 175? I think it's pretty good value. I mean, it's really good.
No, I take that back. I think it might be 199. I think I did pay 225 for it. Yeah, $200. Yes.
Would I pay 200? Maybe. So I don't think it's ridiculous, you know. So I mean, it's hard to find. So I mean, of course, that price is going to go up.
So for me, and if you find this bottle at $200, you buy it. In my humble opinion.
Yeah.
You don't pass this up because it's so hard to come across. And I still think this is a good pour that you can share with friends for a special occasion because it's not going to be something they run across all the time. Yeah. But I wouldn't pay maybe $100 over MSRP, 200, be 300, 350 maybe. That's my humble opinion on this bottle.
Yeah. On the taste, I think it's wonderful. The only thing that stands out to me, the only negative is a little bit of those tannins and that dry mouthfeel, which I don't care for, but others may. I think overall I'm about a 7.25. I'm just a little bit below you on that one. So yeah, that's where we are. So thanks for sticking around. If you don't mind, go ahead and like, subscribe, and smash that bell. It's going to help this channel grow, and we really appreciate it.
All right, you guys have a nice one. We'll see you on the next pour.